Well, welcome back to another episode of the Buffalo Happy Hour. Mike, what's going on, man?
Derek, we traveled. We dealt with transit during rush hour, but we're here with our friends at Addys. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure, I'm Louis Malone from Addys.
And I'm Tyler Malone. I'm the owner's son. Don't let him fool you. 'Cause I'm just from Addys.
Yeah. So that's actually an interesting point to start with. How is it working as a family? Because this is a family-run business. You have 2 liquor stores, right?
Well, I have one liquor store.
One
Mom
liquor
owns
store.
the other one.
Gotcha, okay. So
Yes.
how is it doing having a family business?
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
He just doesn't listen to me.
I love it. It's fun. I've learned a lot. He's hands down the best boss I've ever had. So take that.
Pretty much the only boss he's ever had. He's worked at a pizza place, whatever.
I've worked at another liquor store in Ithaca.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. It is. It is. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew from one small little rinky-dink 2,500 square foot store in East Amherst, and just me running the store open and close every day, to this, which is a lot of fun.
So how did that start? You just wake up one day and you're like, I want to own a liquor store? Or where did...
So, as you can see, I have the accent from Boston, and I used to work for Miller Brewing Company, and they relocated me out to Buffalo, and they said, trust me, Louis, 2 years, we're going to move you back. And I said, okay. They said, you need this to get to move up in the company. So I moved out here 2 years. My wife came kicking and screaming, and 6 months of me being out here, we got bought out by a conglomerate, South African Breweries, and they put no more reloads for 2 years minimum, so no problem. And I survived the first couple cuts, and then we got a new boss in, didn't like me, didn't work out, he let me go. So I'm sitting there on my way home, getting off the highway. It was his birthday, actually.
Way to go.
Yeah, right?
Super Bowl Sunday, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I don't think it was Super Bowl Sunday. It was close, though.
Oh, it's one of the times the Patriots were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Too many to count.
I'm sitting there going, what the hell am I going to do? I got laid off. I have no family out here. I can't afford to move back to Boston. It was too expensive. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I got off the exit off the 990, I saw that they were building a huge business park with Geico and Citibank. So I said, that's a great spot for a liquor store. Because I used to work in a liquor store when I grew up, when I was younger, for years. Mm-hmm. So I got the experience there. So I put a liquor license in, got it, and that's where we started.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was that?
That was
18.
13 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Moved out here 18 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's right by the Greek restaurant, right?
Yes. Amherst Ale House.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Years ago, I used to work at Geico, so I'd always drive past a liquor store, and I'm like, one of these days I'm going to go in there and just drop my entire paycheck because I have to go back to corporate America. I'm like, I just can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was tough opening that up. It was really tough. Just a brand new store. No one knew we were there. Mm-hmm. The business park was only probably a quarter of the way full. So yeah, that was it. So we were there for 5 years, and then I opened up the second store over right by Consumer Beverage on Transit.
Gotcha.
Quarter
Yeah.
of a mile up the road.
That's interesting because we've dealt a lot with distilleries and breweries, and hearing about their process of getting into a liquor store is one thing, but starting a liquor store and trying to get product in is the obviously reverse side of that. So how does that work? How do you start a liquor store?
You ask all the salespeople to come in. What do you think I need for this area? And then you cut through all the bullshit and everything that they have to make money on, and you just out of experience of all the years I've had, this will sell, this won't sell. I think this will sell, and you got to buy it. But then you also got to buy the correct deal levels.
Sure.
Jack Daniel's is a 150 case deal level. It's like a $20,000 invoice just for Jack Daniel's.
Wow.
You got to decide whether you want to buy that deal or not.
Mm-hmm.
The next one down's 50 cases and then 25 cases. But if you want to be competitive, which deal do you buy?
Sure.
So that was the struggles. Yeah.
Interesting.
I can't even fathom that. Like, that's
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, the employees were like, well, it's $20 grand, like it's on the company, like don't worry about it. But if you start it, you're like, what about rent?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
what about
Yeah.
what about the mortgage that my old company was supposed to ensure that was going to be okay?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary.
So where did the name come from?
So Lexi's is the first store, and that's my older daughter. That was my first daughter, and she's 22 now. So Lexi's Wine and Spirits, and then
Gotcha.
Addie
The favorite.
is our favorite. She's the fourth kid.
Every single person knows this.
So Addison is her name, and we named this store Addys Wine and Spirits. And we have two boys in the middle, Tyler, this one here, and Colin. He's in college right now in Rhode Island.
Well, I mean, I'm the oldest, not in the middle, but you know.
Yeah.
Well,
So Tyler and Colin don't get a name.
No, they just got to work for it.
They got to work for it, right?
That's amazing.
Interesting.
So it's pretty cool. I got everyone working in the store when they're home, except for Addie, of course. She's only 12. But
You can get her in here. It's
yeah,
fine.
she's been in here once in a while.
yeah, she hits in the batting cage right behind us too.
Right.
Nice.
So speaking on that, let's discuss where we're at now, and then kind of the development to have the amount of space that you guys have, right? Because it's not just a liquor store. Like when I first walked in, I was pretty impressed with the depth of the store. How did this whole thing come about?
Well, there's also,
Fun store.
how much time do we have for this?
As much time as you want.
So as you see this store, this is 19,000 square feet. When I-
Massive for a liquor store.
Massive.
Yeah.
Right. Went to the liquor authority to get the approval after it's already built out. It's all ready to go in. But before we actually buy product and move into the store, we have to go to the liquor authority and get their approval. My competitor down the street, that huge store down there, fought me on this and convinced the liquor authority somehow that my liquor store is too large for the area.
Still half the size.
So as you see that gate going across,
Yeah.
we had to put that gate up to make my store smaller.
Really?
So I can't have any products behind that gate
First retail.
for retail. I can use it for storage, and that's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. So yeah, perplexed.
For what though? Like, what is the reasoning behind it? It's just
So,
you have too much product at
His
that point?
store is 30,000 square feet, which is a quarter of a mile down the road. My store is 19,000, but I had to cut it down to 13,000 square feet because he didn't want me in his backyard, I guess. I don't know. There's no law against it. It's like a McDonald's and a Burger King right next to each other. It's
There's
just
barbershops in the plaza next to us that are literally share a wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
so he somehow convinced the liquor authority. God knows how he did it. I have no idea. But so we make do and cut the store in half, and
When was that?
that was 5 years ago.
Oh, so
November.
that's recent.
Yeah, so
Next
we've been
month.
here for almost 5 years. November 6th, I think.
Okay, so then how long did it take it's Gettsville, correct?
This is Williamsville.
No,
The
now,
first
but
store
the
is
first store.
Gettsville, yes.
Yeah, so Lexi's?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
so-
my wife's store, yeah.
Gotcha. So how long did it take for people to know, like, oh, I could buy booze here?
That took longer than I thought.
Okay.
Going on.
Still going on.
Okay.
So, perfect example.
Yeah.
I had customers coming in from Geico, and they walk in, they look around like, oh, cute store. How long you been here for? I said, 5 years. Did you just get a job at Geico? And they said, no, I've been working there for 7 years. Yeah. So,
You know why? You're just exhausted after talking to people all day on the phone.
Well, this
and
is
then
what
you
the-
just keep driving.
and that's funny because that's what the guy said. He goes, as soon as I got out of Geico, I just got in my car and just gunned it. And I just wanted to catch that light so I could take a right to go to the 990. And I wasn't looking to see what was in that plaza.
No, the only time somebody from Geico goes to that plaza or the section of the plaza, because there's a lot in there that most people literally don't know anything about,
Right.
is to go there for lunch to pick up Greek salads, and then you shoot back because you only have X amount of time.
Exactly.
So
Everyone's in a
yeah,
rush,
it's
right.
I have to go back. I have to visit Because there were so many times where I passed it and I was just like, I was so mad because say you have plans at 6:30, but then you get stuck on the phone and then you can't make those plans at 6:30. It's a full thing.
Exactly.
But,
Well, ever since that, we decided to move the store to a corner unit, which is twice the size. So we expanded the store, and it has a huge window front, big sign, so people would finally see it.
Sure.
So ever since we did that, it's helped a lot.
which were there any neighbors that cared about that expansion? Or,
Oh, no, not
Okay,
at all.
Perfect.
It was fantastic, yeah.
We just wheeled everything down from one unit to another. It worked out perfect.
Yeah, no one complained. No one fought me on it.
Good.
So how many employees total do you have?
This store right here is, what, 13?
About, yeah.
15? Yeah, 15.
Okay.
And Lexi's is 5.
Yeah.
And what are your hours?
We are 9 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay.
here.
On Friday, Saturday, and then Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Wow, you guys stay open pretty late.
Yeah, we try to be the last store in the area. I mean, everyone in Williamsville kind of goes to bed like 8:30, 9 o'clock anyways.
Yeah, so it's pretty quiet here after 9.
So how is it? I mean, and we talked about just starting the liquor store in the first place, but you have local distilleries here and everything like that. But what about like going into the wine business or even Scotch? Because there's different prices and imports, and how is that all handled? Is it still through a sales rep and everything locally? Yeah.
Yeah, we have, I don't know how many reps we
Too
have.
many.
30 reps maybe that come in.
Yeah, and there's like,
Maybe 20 come in every week, and then there's about 30 every other week. There's a
Wow.
lot of reps. Yeah, there's a lot of products out there.
So when it comes to the tax and the tariffs and bringing stuff over, how is that calculated into like the overall price that you guys?
Well, the wholesalers deal with all that.
Okay, gotcha.
The distributors.
except for
Well, that
sales
helps.
tax.
And that's figured into everything. Yeah.
It takes it off your plate at least, so that's good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All we charge extra is the sales tax
Yeah.
for the good state of New York.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Interesting.
So we were discussing this with a couple of distilleries, but the amount of times that something gets taxed before somebody actually opens it at their house and drinks it, it's like 7 times in New York State.
You know, I don't know. I heard something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absurd.
So from your perspective, you said that everything's factored in. So when the rep gives you the price, that includes, so it's just like, look, man, like everything's already done. Like we
Yeah.
finally got it here. This is just how much it's going to be for you to put it on the shelf. And then this is like
then we
a
mark it
recommend.
up.
Okay. So they give you like a recommended, a recommended price that you would sell it at to cover everything.
Yeah, they usually give it to us at, let's say, $10, and then we'd mark it up $14.99. So we make a little bit of money there.
Yeah,
They
but
make-
it's basically just to keep the lights on, because that's what's crazy too. Like everybody thinks, God, there's so much money in that. It's like not in this state,
Yeah.
at least.
Well,
like
New York is crazy high when it comes to all the taxes. And
Yeah.
I see that, when I compare products from one state to the next. And I'm amazed how much higher New York is. A lot of it's got to do with the distributors themselves, but also the hidden taxes that the retailer doesn't see.
it's frustrating. So, are there any products right now that you're having an issue with getting in? So, like for me, because we literally live in stores,
Yeah.
because we have to. Not, it's fine. We don't have a problem, but
for work.
yeah, it's for science.
Right off.
So yeah, it's right off. So don't tell the women. So for say like Buffalo Trace, it's almost impossible to find Buffalo Trace right now, which I don't know why. But do you find out like some of the logistical issues that different distilleries or producers have?
Well, so Buffalo Trace is how long does it take to make? Okay.
A couple years, let's say. For
Well, of
when
course,
it-
like at least
Say
5.
years, okay?
Yeah.
5 years ago, this bourbon craze wasn't so popular.
you couldn't even give Pappy away.
Yeah, so I could 5 years ago, I could order Buffalo Trace and it would sit on the shelf. I'd sell maybe a few bottles a week. That's it. Yeah, maybe about a case I would go through a month.
Jeez.
Yeah. So now all these younger, what are you guys called? Millennials?
Millennials,
Yeah, South Buffalo grew up is
Yeah.
what happened.
So all these kids now, bourbons are cool.
Yeah.
So they want to drink bourbons. And 5 years ago, Buffalo Trace wasn't thinking or didn't realize how big this craze is going to be. So all of a sudden they're gonna say, "Oh, we gotta start making this quicker now." They just don't have the supply.
That's insane.
Allegedly, they don't have the supply.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they got a ton of rick houses that are just waiting, but
100%.
Yeah.
yeah, that or it's already allocated. But
Right.
I don't. That's crazy. So then, like Derek brought up some of the tariffs and things. Like, has wine been a factor or been impacted by anything in regards, or is it just you have it?
I mean, there's a little bit of wine that is allocated, but for the most part, it's pretty easily available. The only issue would be from vintage to vintage, or if there's fires going on, or whatever.
Like in California, there's a big fire.
So then that really slows production. That could be there's a new fault that they just discovered in wine grapes called smoke taint. So that's going to be a huge issue with the production over the next 2-3 years.
What's that? Smoke in the
Yeah,
air?
so there's so much smoke right now that it's just getting into the grapes, into the tanks, and it's just really, really messing with the juice.
And the fermentation. Okay.
So if you were to bottle it as normal, and then you open it up in, let's say, 2 or 3 years, it's going to be very smoky. Is that good or bad? It depends, of course, but for the most part, it's probably going to be bad. It can really, really hurt wine, lower production, and you're going to really see an increase in Napa prices. I mean, they're already exorbitant amounts right now, so they're only going to go up now since it's harder to produce, and you're going to have all these issues. So, but for the most part, it's nothing compared to bourbons or scotches.
So do you guys have? What is it like to get wine? Do you try it first, like you allowed, or what's the process to bring in a new product? Because I'd be all about that.
Oh, it's the hardest part of my job. So,
Is staying sober?
Yeah, most people drink coffee in the morning. Just the other day, I'm walking in and I woke up late. I didn't even have my coffee, and at the front counter, he's got like 3 bourbons lined up. He goes, "Hey, Dad, you want to try these?" I'm like, "Oh my God, just give me a minute." But that's an everyday thing. There's always samples. These reps always come in and they have samples for you, whether bourbon or cognacs or wine or whatever.
Yeah, whenever. So we have our Psalm Jim Curry, and he used to be a school teacher for us at Dodge Elementary School. Him and his wife taught myself and my 3 siblings, and so we got close after. Teachers are going to start to drink after you have 4 kids. Or you have all 4 kids. So we got close to them. And he's now our son. He retired. Now he just does this for fun. So what he does is come in on, let's say, Thursday. And we sit down with the reps and we just taste a bunch of these different wines. And Thursdays are my day off. So that allows reps to come in and sit down with us in here. And, they come up with a big lineup. And we just taste a bunch of wines. They give me price sheets. I say if I like it, if I don't like it, if it fits our margins. All these different things that go into it, but sometimes it's awful, sometimes it's great, and then at the end of the day, I have to run it by him, of course, to see if we can afford it and if it fits, etc. But it's an absolute blast to do it. I've learned so much, and I really started working here 2 years ago when I graduated college. So the past 2 years, I've learned so much. And it honestly comes exclusively from talking to reps, talking to somms, talking to master distillers, talking to people like Tony DeYoung, and just tasting. So it's really helped my palate, it's helped my tolerance, but for the most part, it's pretty great. It's a fun part of the job.
Yeah, not to give away any industry secrets, but what do you tell them when you don't like their product? Like, nah, we're not going to bring that in this store.
A couple things. My usual go-to is, I'll talk to the rep about it, or I'll talk to you next week, and we'll see if it fits.
Or then there's just me being the asshole and saying, "No, this is awful." Next.
Piece of crap. It's like a good cop, bad cop thing sometimes. But yeah.
Just because I've seen over the years so much bullshit. It's just cut it out. Just get to the, I mean, they're all good people. You just say, "No, it's not going to work. Gross, not good.
Yeah.
I like this one. Price is too high. It's good, but too high." It's just, there's so many different factors.
That's the Boston in you. That's what that is.
Yeah, they call me a masshole. My
does
daughter
my
actually
mom.
gave me a shirt that says "Masshole" for Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. Jeez. So when you I have to ask this question. It's probably going to go over a lot of people's heads, but I'll dive into it so people have some context. But when you first started and there was a layoff and then you're like, I'm going to put in for a liquor license, what drove you to that? Like, did you do a SWOT analysis, or did you think of like was there any market analysis at all, or were you like, I just like booze?
So I worked, people I used to caddy for when I was younger.
Oh, he's a caddy.
I was a caddy, yeah.
We're trying to go out this weekend if you want to come with
I'll
us.
caddy. Dude, I love it. I'm the best caddy.
I'll
You
just
can-
feed you beers.
That'd be great.
Favorite
for
job
for
ever.
strictly,
Okay.
was being a caddy.
Yeah.
I loved it. So, two people I used to caddy for all the time, they owned 6 stores in Massachusetts. And I just always, I worked in the clubhouse, I worked as a janitor in the kitchen. So I've always known these guys. And when I went to college, I asked them, you know, every spring break, if I come home, can I work for the week, or summer break, spring break, or whatever. I would always work at one of their liquor stores, and they always liked me. So after I graduated college, I worked in the liquor store. I still didn't know what I wanted to do in life. So I worked there, and I worked for them for about 13 years. And they bought a store in Rhode Island, and they were getting older. They didn't want to work anymore. They wanted to golf. And they said, hey, we got this huge store out of bankruptcy. We want you to run it. We'll move you down there. So they moved me down there, which was great. It was a huge store, about this size. And that's where I got all my experience. And every time just driving around, I would always say, oh, that's a good spot for a liquor store. That's a good spot for a liquor store. I don't know why. So when I got laid off that week and I came home and I knew, I was actually listening to the radio, and they said that Geico was going into this huge business park. And they started already building the retail area. And I said, that's a great spot for a liquor store. So I called up my old bosses and I asked them, I go, what do you think? And they said, Lewis, you'll always have an excuse not to do it. Mm-hmm. Oh, I have a kid on the way, or I just got laid off, I have no money, or something. There's always something. But in order to do it, just grow some balls and just do it. So I did it.
That's great advice.
Yeah, but you'll always have an excuse not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So
He's going to get me all fired up again.
Right.
See, this happens every interview. Somebody brings up motivation. I just get all juiced up. My palms start sweating. So I love that. But yes, yes, I agree. I wholeheartedly, that's all I'll say. We'll move on. Derek asked a question. I'm getting fired up.
So obviously, coming from Boston, coming to Buffalo, what are your thoughts on Buffalo? Do you like Buffalo? Is it the same as Boston?
you
kind
know, the weather's the same.
Same.
of? Parts of it are.
Parts of it are, yeah.
Not the sports teams.
I think he's such an ass.
No, they're better.
We can mute the microphone for Tyler.
Exactly. Tyler said that, not me. The weather's the same, except there's no spring in Buffalo.
Yeah.
There really is no spring.
Right.
That's the one thing I miss. I miss the ocean, but the people here are freaking awesome. And I've been all over the country. I've traveled a lot. The people in Buffalo freaking rock. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just saying that for the mic. I've never met so many nice, good-hearted people.
Yeah.
You know, and I realized that when I first opened Lexi's, there was this lady that walked in and she said, oh, nice store, cute store, good luck. And then as she's walking out, she turned back to me and she says, I really mean that. Good luck. There's a lot of good people in Buffalo and they would love to support you.
Wow.
And I'll never forget that. Yeah, it was 13 years ago. It was like the first couple weeks I was open.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's like the opposite of what I thought that was going to be, because there's a lot of people in New York that ask you how you're doing, but it's rhetorical. Like we don't give a shit how you're doing. Like we're just moving along with our day, and that's normal.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
No,
it's not.
I gotta disagree.
But to your point, there's also a lot of people that genuinely do care when they ask you that.
They
but there's
do.
yeah,
I
but
think-
it's like downstate. There's like, how you doing? They just keep walking. They don't
Yeah,
care.
you
do.
Yeah, they don't care at all.
You know, when I first moved here, my neighbors were coming over with cake or brownies. I'm like, why? Just stop. You know, is it because of Amway? Do they want me to join their cult? So I was so standoffish. I'm
put in
dead
it?
serious. People are not that nice where I come from.
Yeah. Wow,
So,
that's crazy. And it kind of goes back to what you were saying too on how you felt that you needed to just bite it off and just do it. And that's a pretty similar mentality that people around Buffalo generally have, is that, you know what, we're just a blue collar city. Sometimes you just got to do what you have to do and just go on with your life.
Right.
And not wait around for somebody to either give you a reason to do it or make an excuse why you can't do it. So, yeah, I mean, that's very similar to Boston. Again, that's a very similarity to Boston, Mike. Sometimes they are similar.
He's a Bruins fan,
Yeah, I am.
so I'm going to steal the mic from him. I'll be a moderator for this.
You know, another example, real quick, is when I got that lawsuit down the street, when I got sued, which, of course, everything was dismissed 3 times. He appealed it 3 times and lost every time. But the responses I got, or the letters or the emails I got, or the people coming into my store saying, good luck, that's bullshit, we're behind you, just whatever, good luck, hang in there, you'll be fine. I was so humbled how many people came out of the woodwork just to say good luck, you know.
We had somebody from Akron even come up and he bought a case of wine and just said, I'm not affiliated with anybody. I just saw your stuff in the Buffalo News.
Yeah, he read in the Buffalo News, but saw it on Channel 4 News.
Oh, that's what it was.
And just was so outraged. He goes, screw that, because he used to shop down the street. And he just came here and started shopping because of what the whole lawsuit was about.
Yeah,
and
that's
I just
awesome.
thought that was, you know what, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
You can't beat that at all, especially just because it's not like they're not doing okay. And they have they have a lot of other locations. Like,
Exactly.
Let's calm it down.
Yeah, and they're down the street from you on transit, which down the street can mean either a second or 45 minutes because of the traffic.
That's exactly what my attorney said.
Everything's fine. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
So,
Especially in Billville.
so with liquor stores, you don't generally see where we are right now, which is a conference room area where you can entertain people, bring in sales reps to talk about their product and taste everything. So what made you incorporate that into your liquor store? Because this is what puts you above any other liquor store.
Yeah. So I think years ago when my uncle owned a couple liquor stores, you know, you turn the key, open the door, turn the lights on, and people will come in. Those days have changed. And I think you just need something more exciting. Doesn't have to necessarily be bigger, but just something cool. What's different? People like change. They like different things. So we put this wine tasting room in here. And at first it was tough to get it started, and I was so overwhelmed and so busy, I never really utilized it. But when Tyler graduated, I said, one thing I want you to work on is filling this room once a week with people.
Gotcha.
Customers that want to learn about wine. And that's what he's been doing.
So what type of events are here?
Well, let's see. Well, we've had wine tastings from just our SOM doing it. We've had wine tastings from winemakers that are out in Napa, so they would Skype in, Zoom in. We've had a bridal shower in here, and then we did like a cocktail event with a bartender from around here. We've had local distilleries, local wineries physically come in here. We've had Ari Sussman from Three Chord. He came in, he did an event with us, and that was a huge hit. So we've done everything there, and now we're gone virtual as well. And even though we got some smaller groups in here, it's a lot more fun to do it virtually because you can have a party at your own house. You can have your family. It could be your neighbors, whatever. And you don't have to worry about driving home or doing anything. So we've been shipping out wine or delivering wines to people or having them come in, pick it up. And
yeah, the virtual wine seminars are huge right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can see all those packages out there. And that's just basically getting ready for one event.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
We're doing this almost every week now.
So how does somebody sign up, or are they able to attend it?
Yeah, they email us.
He does all that.
Yeah, they email us at addyswine@gmail.com or addysevents333@gmail.com. Very professional, I know. And they can reach out and say, hey, we're interested in doing a seminar, and then we can get in touch with them.
Or Facebook.
They can download our app, and then they
cool.
can reach us through that. And there's so many different options, and we do public seminars. We at one point we started doing them every week, and then we kind of cut that off, and then now we're doing them every other week or every 2 weeks. And
so every Thursday we would do a virtual wine seminar. We started with, I think, 20 people the first week. So now it's grown to 80 to 100 people.
No, private ones are getting 300, 400 people.
Wow.
Yeah. It's insane.
That's incredible.
It's insane.
Thank you, Zoom.
Zoom.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So what is your favorite wine or spirit? Do you have like a category that you prefer?
You want to go first or me?
Yeah, you can go first. He's all nerdy.
I'm the expert here. No, I'm the nerd between the two of us. For wine, it's a Red Zinfandel. Absolutely love it. There's one called Pay Dirt, and it blows me away. For spirits, I love tequila,
Oh, okay.
and within tequila, I prefer Reposado, but I do love Scotch. I love bourbons. What was that look for?
Cheers, man. I'll stay away from all that.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, why you had too much hose in school one day? 'Cause that's
yeah,
what a lot
yeah.
of
We'll
people
call it
say.
school. Sure.
Yeah.
100%. Definitely, Vage.
Yeah,
I
but
just-
tequilas
yeah.
have changed though. There's such sipping tequilas now. They're really good.
really
Yeah, if you tasted,
terrified of the T word, man.
I gotta
Yeah.
tell you though, it's changed over the years. It's actually pretty good.
So is that your favorite tequila?
No, I like everything.
Perfect.
I'll
See,
drink
look at that.
anything.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the PC answer there. He likes everything
No, I really don't have a favorite of anything.
except for children.
Here we go again.
He rolled his eyes too. He caught that. He's like, just shut up.
No, I do love darker spirits, especially Scotch. The peatier, the better. That's probably why I love Reposados, Anejos. My favorite bourbon actually that I've ever had was probably Buffalo Trace.
Really?
Yeah, just regular sipping. That's not anything special. There's some unbelievable ones, and not to push 3-quart again, but
Yeah, my favorite was the 3-quarter that we
the
tasted
whiskey
the other
drummer
day.
that
Yeah.
when you guys did that one, that was probably the best bourbon I've ever had. The best sipping one though was probably Buffalo Trace, but the 3-quart ones was awesome.
Yeah. So like just knowing kind of what you like and what you prefer, how are you able to direct customers that come in here that have no idea what they want? Do you see that often where they're just like, I have no
Oh, yeah.
idea?
That's the fun part.
Yeah,
it
sure.
really is fun.
I would like a wine, and we
Yeah.
have to go from there.
Oh, they walk in and go, "Do you have wine?"
Yeah. No.
Nah,
No,
don't.
it's not in our name either.
So we first, do you like it dry? Do you like it sweet? How much do you want to spend? You can spend from $5 to $600. And then we just sort of get an idea, and then we, narrow it down, and then okay, I like a Chardonnay. Okay, $15. Okay, what do you usually drink? So we try to give them something different for them
Gotcha.
to experiment on. Or same thing with the liquor, same thing.
Wine's a little bit easier to do that because people aren't as brand loyal as they are with spirits.
Yeah.
You've got the bourbon snobs, the whiskey snobs, the Scotch snobs. But with wine, yeah, you've got the Kendall Jackson fans, Josh fans, which there's nothing wrong with those. But, people are more willing to experiment with wine, probably because there's so much more wine than there is spirits.
Yeah. So now with a huge store that you have, do you get special releases or like really kind of special products that most people don't get? Like Pappy, we said
Maybe.
earlier. Do you get Pappy?
We get good allocations.
Yeah, we get good allocations. They go by what you sell throughout the year.
Okay.
And if you support their products, then you usually get more when it comes to those allocations.
As in the distributor, not the physical product necessarily.
Correct.
So for products, for example, like the Eric Church single barrel Jack, there was like 200 total of those because it was a single barrel. So for stuff like that, is it kind of we'll call you and like you're within our first 10 phone calls, or is it, look, man, we only have like 200 of these total, so I really don't know what to tell you.
With that one in particular, actually, we got 12 bottles, and we pushed it on our app only, and we sold the 11 bottles because I have one of them. We sold the 11 bottles within 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was just from our app alone.
See, now that's the difference between him and I. I would save that bottle for a customer
Well, you
because
did
I
save
think
one.
that's more important than for myself.
I still paid full price for it.
I know, and I almost took it out of his room when I saw it. But I didn't. He opened
Again,
it.
the father-son business is fantastic.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. That's exciting, though.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's basically how it works. I mean, it's not
a bidding war or anything like
Right.
that, right?
No. And it also depends on how good your sales rep is.
Sure.
If that salesperson, is the first one on the phone keying in that item number because it comes available at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, if that person is the first one to key it in, then we'll get it.
That's why you got to be close with them too,
Yeah.
because they want to help you out.
Interesting. So what's next for your family, I guess? Because, I mean, are you going to open up a Tyler liquor? Probably not Tyler, but the other son's liquor store. Are you going to?
They'll open one. They'll open one up after my girlfriend before me.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm getting tired. I don't know. This is
That's
a
why
fun.
it comes
It's
in
so
late
much
in the
fun.
morning.
Sure.
I don't want it to be. I like being here, and I like seeing my customers. And I think if I get I legally can't own it. It has to be someone else, like the other people do down the street. They have family members that own their stores. I like to be in my one store and see people as they come in. So I don't know if Tyler wants to venture out and get his own store someday. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I would still love to do that, but I mean, I'm nowhere near that.
No, you're not.
Because we're still growing every day.
Your sister is, but you're not. Not at all.
Yeah, my 12-year-old sister is,
But you're
not the
having fun.
24-year-old.
But you're having fun here doing this.
Oh, it's actually an absolute blast. I mean, I learned it when I went to school. I went to school for sport management at Ithaca College, and I worked in a liquor store down there. And I would come back home, work summer, work winter breaks, whatever it was. And working there at school, I was working on campus for the sporting events, and I loved everything. But I realized when I was graduated that I wanted to do this more. And I don't come into work. I come into the place that I love to just spend time in. Probably why I spend so much time here. And I get that a little bit from him too, because he does enjoy coming in here. He's getting a little bit tired, I'm sure. But, I love going to all these events that we have, like these industry tastings. It's actually great because one of the first dates that I took my girlfriend on was about last year. There was a Moet Hennessy tasting, and I'm like, hey, Dad, do you want to go with me? And he's like, no, I'm tired of that crap. It's, it was I'm like, it's a salad. He goes, no, you just go. I go, all right. So I go, and I'm like, hey, baby, you want to go with me? And she goes, sure. So I got a 3-course meal, unlimited drinks, and just a fun night out with my girlfriend, all for free.
Wow.
At Salvatore's. So I got some brownie points there.
So can we work here?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I need help.
Yeah, we are hiring.
Are you?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. For what type of positions?
We're looking for
Podcasters.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Rachel need help with all these seminars.
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. So we have another employee, Rachel, that does a lot with the seminars also, these virtual seminars. And she was actually the first one that came up with the idea because when COVID hit, we had a bunch of wine tastings scheduled back here, and Tyler says, Dad, what are we going to do? I'm like, oh, shit, I think we're going to cancel them all.
So
We don't know what the hell's going on.
But that's why we're doing the virtual seminars.
Yeah,
There's
and then she
killing
mentioned,
it.
why don't you do a virtual wine seminar? I go, I'm good. No, I don't know what that is. And she goes, yeah, do it through Zoom. No, we're good. This is just a liquor store.
This was like an overnight thing.
Yeah, and then these two got together, and my God, it is the best thing we've ever done. This is like the younger generation stepping up, something I would never even consider doing.
Yeah, and each package is about $55. So you would come in and just buy the 4 wines. If we're doing a spirits one, you would buy the 2 bottles, 3 bottles, whatever we come up with, of course. But it's mainly wine, and it would be $55, and you take it home, we deliver it to you, whatever, and you don't pay for the event, you just pay for the wines, and then you can join the event if you want.
That's cool.
Yeah, the cool thing was we were delivering them all.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
people didn't want to come out of their house.
Sure.
So we're just delivering it. And
All day.
when we would deliver this box, they would open the door and like, oh my God,
Christmas
thank
morning.
you so much.
We're like a wine fair.
It's just a virtual wine seminar for an hour, but they loved it, and we have so much fun doing it.
the school.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
That's really cool. So if anybody of our listeners wants to do that, just go find them on their social media and get in touch with them, because it's clearly a good time if you got people coming back.
Yeah. Like
So-
we had the next one coming up is the Bills one. I'm kind of listening to you guys.
No, it's not a Bills one. It's a Thursday night pregame.
Yes, but wasn't it changed like 3 times? You guys had to change it?
First of all, it's a legal thing with the NFL. But, we're doing a NFL pregame show on a Thursday night, which apparently, well, not apparently. We all know what happened. It got moved. But we're still going to do it. It's going to be a Bills theme one. Without spoiling anything, we're going to do them all based off of the Bills. We'll do a Josh wine for whatever the quarterback's name is. Josh Allen, Josh
Something.
the GOAT, whatever it is, as some people say. But yeah, we're doing that. And then we have a Halloween one that we're calling Halloween. That's going to be, I think, a couple days before Halloween. So we're going to do spooky labels and a pairing with chocolates. So we're just going to get you guys like a little baggie of chocolate and
Yeah, that's always a good one. So it's like a chocolate wine tasting.
That's tough. I mean, you gotta wait. You gotta make sure the chocolate makes it all the way to your house, and it's a long drive. And
Exactly.
I can't do that.
I know it can melt in your mouth.
Yeah, can you get like 2 bags of chocolate so you can have one on the way home, or
You use promo code Buffalo Happy Hour, you get 2 bags.
look at that,
Look at that.
on the spot.
There you go.
Got
that was
you.
good.
Well, anything else you guys want to add? I mean, we really appreciate, one, not only what you guys have here in stock, because you have a ton of stuff here, but also being on and also helping us get Tony for his interview as well.
Of course.
So is there anything else that you guys would want to add to this?
Well, one, you always have a studio here.
Oh, thank you.
I know your
Appreciate
basement's
that.
great.
Yeah.
Whose basement is it?
We actually just moved to my garage.
Oh,
yeah.
look
Hey.
at
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we got out of the
Really
house.
growing.
But
So,
is it
I know, right?
insulated?
Is it-
No,
Cold
it is
weather's
not.
coming,
So
so-
yes, it is
Remember,
going to be
you're
a
in
little
Buffalo.
chilly. Yeah, we're going to put a heater in there, so it'll probably burn down the garage. So insurance money, you know how that
there you
works.
go.
Somebody can afford a studio eventually. So,
There you
but really appreciate that. I mean, you said that last time too, and we have some stuff coming up that we will be using this space for. So again, thank you very much for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else you guys want to add at all?
Go Buffalo.
Absolutely. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Yes.
This has been the interview with Addys Liquor Store. Everybody go follow them on their social media.
Yep,
and
it's at Addys Wine on all social media platforms.
good. Cool. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Awesome.